Did you know that St. Luke's University Health Network has been recognized by the U.S. government as the highest performing health system in the United States for quality? You heard right. St. Luke's #1 recognition affirms our status as the top leader among the most respected healthcare providers in the nation, including Houston Methodist and the Mayo Clinic. To state it simply, if you want to receive the best care when you go to a hospital, come to St. Luke's.
Excuse me! Taxi! What are you doing? This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And we have the great Lee Greenwood with us here in studio, our friend, great American. And Lee, we are so honored to have you here in the Cass and Cosby studio.
I'm so excited to be here. Really, I love you, Rita. I love your group here, your crew, and Judge. I'm kind of in the middle of politics here, so I rest my case.
Good answer.
You're between two lawyers here, so.
Lee, I'm honored to get you to get out of jail free card for as long as you want it.
I was
give me your card.
You should feel safe, and you got another attorney on the other side. You got Craig Eaton, so you are totally surrounded.
So I'll give you a get out of jail free card.
I appreciate it very much. I might need it.
You're never going to need that. You're never going to need that.
Lee, you will never need it with that song and your track record. Lee, I know you're here to talk about, obviously you got the God Bless the USA Bible. You got also a great message about civility, I think, in America and appreciating this country. We're on the heels, of course, of the America 250 starting already this year. Big celebrations coming up. I know you're going to be a big part of it.
I can't wait. You know, we're so excited about this. I didn't think I'd live this long, but now here we are. And so now I hope I live another 10 years.
By the way, you look amazing for 40. You look amazing.
40. Double. But yeah, to be in Washington D.C. with the president on July 4th. And what I remind people of, in 1776, when we became a country, they celebrated for an entire year. So in 2026, July 4th, we begin the celebration for a year. And there's going to be a lot that happens after July 4th, but it's going to be great. I'll be in D.C. for the entire week at the pleasure of the president. I will sing wherever he wants me to, you know, or come back to Madison Square Garden and do that one again.
Yeah, that was great. I remember that one.
I thought we were going to turn New York red. Come on.
Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue.
Red, white, and blue. Do you pinch yourself at how big that song, the God Bless the USA, has become? And has really become, Lee, a theme song. I mean, you have performed for so many presidents, troops. You were at Al Udeid Air Force Base, I remember, in Qatar. But you've traveled all over. Did you ever imagine young Lee Greenwood going in there and say, I got a song?
I'm a farmer from California, got a little lucky. And I got a beautiful bride. I would say hello to my wife, Kim, who's home with the two boys, Dalton and Parker. I never thought I'd have sons born in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm from California. I spent 20 years in Nevada. Forgive me for that. And I dealt in the casinos. I was actually a dealer. What happens
there stays there, so don't worry. Okay.
Well, but it's been such an easy, a beautiful ride. And when you ask me about, did I ever expect God Bless USA to be where it is or how it got there, it was in increments. It was first the release, and of course that was Universal Records that told me to release it rather than what I was going to release. And it wasn't on my schedule for release. And being in Nashville, Tennessee, I was in the heart of country music, which sort of at that particular time in history began to grow across the globe. Garth Brooks, thank you for that, because he took it to Europe, and there was a whole different opinion then of what is country music. And then, of course, as you pointed out, I did sing for more than one president. Ronald Reagan actually quoted the lyrics of my song at the chorus at the RNC when he was running for office, and I have a great picture of me at the White House for a congressional appearance, and the president was up speaking, and I remember I kind of spoke to him out of turn, and I had this picture where Nancy and I are hugging. We're in tuxedos and everything at the West Wing. And the reason we're laughing is because I interrupted the president when he said, thanks for coming from Texas. And I said, oh, we came from Tennessee. Oh, sorry. You know, so it's like my habit of blurting out usually works really well. But then, of course, there was 2001 coming to New York, the 3 times we did. Yankee Stadium with Bette Midler and Mark Anthony singing for the Firearms Memorial. I made a lot of friends when I was there. And sadly, we've lost a lot of friends since then because of the inhalation of the chemicals. Then we did the Policeman's Memorial, at Carnegie Hall. And that was put together by Mayor Giuliani at the time. Of course, Carrick, which the police commissioner, who we just lost.
Bernie Carrick.
We just lost him, by the way. And I'm sorry that he turned out to be a great friend. So then after that, there was more of that. And then, nominated me, appointed me to the NEA. So I served at the NEA for more than the 6 years, appointment, because I think the rest of the administrations felt awkward firing me until he got to Joe Biden, and he said he had no qualms about firing me, so he did. And then along comes our president, Mr. Trump. Now you have to know, Rita, you know that my wife Kim worked for him for a number of years while he owned Miss Universe.
Right.
And then after he sold Miss Universe, of course, my wife still was the director of 3 pageants in the South, Tennessee, Georgia, and Mississippi.
Your beautiful and brilliant wife, by the way.
She is a knockout. Let me tell you.
Yeah, you scored. I'm telling you, you scored. She's great. She scored with you too.
Well, those were USO tours that we did, during those years, and we still will. And you pointed out being at IUD, there was an instance, I was performing for the emir and the president, who were both sitting at the end of the dining room table. And so I do one set, and I go back behind the stage, and one of the emir's guys in the white hats come in, and I think he's maybe chief of staff, I don't know. He said, the emir would like to talk to you. I'm like, what? So we walk this very long table with everybody sitting, and they're kind of wondering why I'm walking out there. And when I get to the end of the table, the emir and the president are sitting side by side. And I look at Secret Service for the president, and I like, what do I do? And they kind of give me a nod, go over and say hello, So I went over, and the president introduces me to the emir. He's very polite and, casual. And they're starting to serve dessert, and I think, I got to get out of here. So I went back and I sang some more. So my point about that is that, yes, when I perform around the world now, because of our President Trump, I am much more of an international figure. Before I was a national artist. And that really made a difference in my career. And it made a difference with how God Bless USA has become the American anthem that it is. When people sometimes draw reverence to our national anthem being played, but they probably can play God Bless USA, which is pretty heartfelt for me. It's humbling.
Yeah, every time. I bet it's humbling. And I know how humble you are too, Lee. It's really beautiful. Craig Eaton.
Well, Lee, I mean, that song really helped America heal after 9/11, because that song was on every day, every hour, every minute. And it really gave us as Americans, the idea that, we all going to work through this. We all going to get through this. We all going to succeed and recover.
I wish I'd planned that, but I didn't. And when we were in New York,
I thought you did. I thought you had planned.
When we were in New York, I even got in a cab with an international driver, whether he was from Egypt or wherever, and he's singing it. He's singing USA. So it really unified, and my wife and I talk about that a lot. What's my role? What do I do? I try to pay attention, as we talked earlier, about politics and what's going on in our country. So if I'm not really ignorant about all of that. But I'm still just the artist, the musician. And I think that role is about what President Trump has made me, and that his ally, and I will stand with him always.
Yeah, well, and you've stood with America always. I mean, that, to me, what I think is so beautiful too is your message is always, you want to do what's right for America. You care about America. And I feel like, as Craig was just so eloquently talking about, we're in the 25th anniversary right now of 9/11. It's the 25th anniversary coming up. What do you think of here it is, 20, and to be back in New York? I'm sure there's a lot of emotions.
There really is. And it's the 40th anniversary of me writing God Bless USA. So, when I think about that, somebody just sent me a video today of a little kid skiing down a mountain, and her mother put a microphone in her ski suit as she's going down ski with no poles, and it picked up her singing my song. Unprompted. Just going down the hill with no poles. And it's like, I love that, because patriotism starts at a very young age. I mean, I don't know where it came with me. I was working on a farm with my grandfather. I know I was a drum major for my high school marching band. And I had those moments at McClellan and Mayfair Air Force Base when I used to play the USO shows when I was in high school. And so maybe that was part of it. But when you become to love America, you look around. What is different about us than any other country? We're a melting pot. We're the light of freedom, as President Reagan said. And gosh darn it, we want to keep it that way.
Yeah, 100%. Here's another great patriot to your right here, but he's on the left, but he's physically on your right. Judge Weinberg.
Lee, I have to say, it's such an honor, pleasure to be in the same studio with you. But to me, you embody the American dream. It's hope, it's opportunity, it's the freedoms. And when you say God bless the USA, you God bless this country that's given so much, not only to the people in this country, but throughout the world. As President Reagan always said, we are the shining light on the hill.
Thank you, Judge. That's very flattering. I really appreciate that. And I would let me ask you a question really quick before we leave. What do you think about the balance of power between the three parts of our government? Is it changing because of the judges, which have more latitude in order to make decisions against policy?
Well, we were talking to Professor Dershowitz.
Can I say one thing? Another great question by Lee Greenwood. Where's the applause? Hang on one second. We have some good applause. There it is. Another great question. Judge?
The answer is our constitutional system is based on three branches of government: the executive, the legislature, and the judiciary. As Professor Dershowitz pointed out, and he's correct, the role of the judiciary is to decide cases and controversies. Unfortunately, some of my erstwhile colleagues on the bench overreach and are trying to establish their own view of public policy and good public policy.
I mean, the lines are clearly skewed right now. I mean, there used to be distinct lines between the three branches, and now those lines are no longer there. I mean, it's ridiculous what we're seeing.
How do you rein that in?
I don't know how we rein it in.
That's another excellent question. The answer is, Professor Dershowitz said, it's very, very important that the Chief Justice of the United States, John Roberts, takes the opportunity when he addresses the state of the judiciary and pointing out to these U.S. District Court judges that they should not be overreaching. It's not their job to do anything but judge cases and controversy. They're not supposed to establish public policy. The public policy established by the legislature through the Congress is carried out by the president through his executive actions.
And the judges need to stay out of politics.
Absolutely.
They have to stay out of politics.
Absolutely.
They have to just look at what the law is and rule based on the law and not what the president is telling them, not what the congressman, not what anyone's telling.
Right. Follow the Constitution, which you're a big fan
and
of.
Not there to be political thinkers.
I know.
And if there's any doubt, I have a Bible. It's God Bless USA Bible. Did you know that?
Yes.
And it actually has the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and the Pledge of Allegiance in it. It's like,
By the way, before we let you go, Lee, too, also young people, too. I know you're a big believer in getting young people to learn about this country, too.
Yes, absolutely. And anything you parents can do to make sure that your children are aware of the news, that they understand faith is important. And if you want a little reference to that, get GodBlessUSABible.com and pick up one of the Bibles that we have.
Listen to the lyrics of your word.
Thank you.
Of your song. Listen to the lyrics.
Let
your children read the lyrics to your song and get some patriotism.
Thank you. Hey, before I go, a shout out to my very good friend Clarence Thomas.
Oh, yeah.
He's a great ping pong player.
Yeah. Oh, is he?
Yes.
By the way, John, John is actually meeting with the vice president right now, but John is in a movie, Marty Supreme.
I know.
Which is the big film, of course, right now with the great ping pong player. I didn't realize he's, I had a dinner with
he and his wife are very competitive.
I had a dinner with Scalia one time, and the whole time he talked about paddle tennis back then.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Maybe takes your mind off something.
Xavier graduate, I just want to say.
Whoa.
My alma mater.
Good for you.
Very good. And Lee, we love you. I just want to say what a blessing it is to have you here. Give your wife a big hug and your boys a big hug too.
Thank you.
And thank you for everything you do for this country. And I want to play on the way out. We got to play our favorite song. And the entire world, but we love you, Lee Greenwood. You got to come back anytime you're here.
God bless you, Lee Greenwood.
Yeah, God bless you.
Man, I'm in a love fest here. Thanks, folks. I appreciate it.
We got to see you
really,
again
we love
soon.
you.
I love you
Thanks
too,
for having
my
me
friend.
on.